Why even say it? It is what it is. It's a derby game. You're my rival. If I score upon you, I'm going to celebrate. If your fans have an issue, fine, they have an issue. And if you throw any bottles towards me or try to injure me, you'll go to prison. From Vini, so as long as skin color is more important than the brightness of the eyes, there will be war. I have that phrase tattooed on my body. I have that thought permanently in my head. That's the attitude and philosophy that I try to put into practice in my life. They say happiness is annoying. The happiness of a victorious Brazilian black in Europe, brothers, much more. But my desire to win, my smile, and the twinkle in my eyes are much bigger than that. You can't even imagine. I was a victim of xenophobia and racism in one statement, but none of that yesterday. Weeks ago, they started criminalizing my dancing. Dances that are not mine, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Paqueta, Griezmann, João Felix, Matheus Cunha. They are Brazilian funk and samba artists, reggaeton singers, and American black. They are dances to celebrate the cultural diversity of the world. Accept it, respect it. I ain't stopping. I come from a country where poverty is very high, where people don't have access to education, and in many cases, no food on the table. I don't usually come to publicly rebut to criticism. I get attacked and I don't speak up. They praise me and I don't talk either. I walk a lot, on and off the field. I have developed an app to help children's education in public schools without financial help from anyone. I'm making a school with my name. I'll do much more for education. I want the next generations to be prepared, like me, to fight against racists and xenophobes. I always try to be a professional and an exemplary citizen. But that doesn't click, doesn't trend on the internet, or motivates cowards to aggressively talk about people they don't even know. The script always ends with an apology and a "I was misunderstood." But I repeat it to you, racist. I will not stop. I will not stop dancing, whether at the Sambodromo, at the Bernabeu, or wherever, with the love and smiles of the very happy Vini Jr.
Guys, you know what's most key about this? Who here actually knew about the app? Who here actually knew about what he was doing?
Nobody.
Nobody. Who here knows about what Rashford was doing?
You mean feeding the kids? Well, it's all promoted and so forth. Yeah, man. So
PR, man.
Oh but what I loved most is because my fear was, will the pressure get to him, and will he now, if he scores, will he now second guess himself? The fact that he came with this statement and says that, but see, record, I just needed it like in print. The fact that he said that, oh no, I am gonna keep on dancing and I'm gonna double down. Beautiful, beautiful.
You should, because this is definitely like a European, a cultural, obviously it's racist, but it's a cultural issue as well, because Brazil is not the only country that does this. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched like Colombia, for example. They're notorious for dancing every time they score as well.
Yeah.
They were dancing
every World Cup.
They were dancing at the World Cup like crazy. Like, these guys were crip walking on every stadium.
Paqueta has also taken it to the next level. Paqueta
like a lot of
Sergio Ramos.
I'm saying
a lot of countries, a lot of South American countries do this, because I've even seen Peru do it. So it's like I don't know, in South America, everybody has an understanding.
Yeah. Okay. Let me bring this also to talk to me. Your viewpoint.
Jesse Lingard at the Emirates.
Yes, you meet your mic.
So at first, I didn't think this was news. I was like, Vader. I didn't think it was news because I didn't see anything about the racism at first. I thought people were just making a big deal out of him dancing. I'm like, this isn't news. This is people overreacting. And then I saw the guy at the Chiringuito and what he said. I'm like, that's why it's a big deal now. I see. So it shouldn't be like this. This shouldn't be a big deal. This shouldn't be a huge story. But unfortunately, one guy had to open his mouth and decide to say something that really just isn't right, and say something that really made a lot of people also decide that, hey, more idiots decide, hey, he's saying something, then I'm going to say something even worse. So that starts the chain, and that just makes everything worse. So the reality is this shouldn't have been anything big. It's been made big by one real big idiot and the following idiots who have decided to follow up on that. So I think that with Vini, he is one of my favorite players. He is my favorite player. It's a shame because Real Madrid this season has been smooth sailing. We've had no drama, nothing. The biggest drama was Asensio kicking a water bottle. That's the biggest drama Real Madrid, and I wanted it to continue like that. I didn't want anything to show up, but this Vini thing, I hope that this makes his performances and elevates them because the one thing that if this actually makes it perform badly against Atletico, I'm gonna be pissed because this shouldn't have happened. This really is a situation that shouldn't have happened. There's no one actually should have a problem with this, but the reality is the Europeans and the Spanish have a cultural problem apparently with people dancing after they score. I don't know why. It is what it is. So I think overall it's going to be very. I just want to see Vini on Sunday. I want to see how he plays. I want him to dance on that one Metropolitano Stadium 3 times.
Oh, no. Listen, now I think the world wants him to score now. So there's hence we're like.
Answer about the dancing in church. Why they are hating on the dancing? Okay, because they don't have rhythm. Majority don't have rhythm to do a freestyle dance. So they're hating on a brother who's got rhythm. There's the answer.
Yeah.
No. But also, there's also a deeper thing as well. And it goes to the subconscious of the racist, which is that there is just something about a black guy enjoying himself, and where it seems as if it's climbing. Like if Vini, with his playstyle and so forth, was white, there wouldn't be the same issue. There is just something with the subconscious of Vini, with what he looks like and him dancing, that's made that guy on the Chiringuito make that statement.
And do you know what the irony is? Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, HH. I disagree because if he was white, he wouldn't be able to know how to dance. So that's
no.
a fact.
Ricardo.
Yeah,
you're going to lose that income.
I know. So sorry. I'm also to finish your point. That I'll come to you. Yes, yeah.
The irony is that if you were to play like a so-called monkey, because these racists, they think that these so-called monkey black players only have pace and power, right? So how are you saying that someone is playing like a monkey when they're playing very skillfully, when they're playing with a lot of flair? How are you? That's just another irony.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. Yes, talk to me, man.
You know, I'm just trying to find the right word for this. It's what you said, HH. It's like, it's because he's Vinicius Jr. They don't see. It's like it's what they see, and what they see is how they react. And then for me, it's just like you are who you are. At the end of the day, you are who you are. I mean, and one thing I don't understand is like, you know, people are looking at this and stuff like that. Oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, because why did you have to go there? Like you didn't have to go there. Like, but it's because this is what they see. They see Vini cooking people, and they see him happy that he's cooking people.
You're not supposed to be happy.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to be happy.
It's like, you know, it's like you know, when it's like the anger builds up in them, and their true color shows. You know, well, someone told me like there's a few times where a person true color shows. Is one is like when they're drunk, another is when they're angry. When a person's angry, you see the true self. You see who this person really is. So for me,
sorry. Yes, a quick question. I think I've said this before, but very quick thing on what you just said. So there was a guy I knew in school, a few years above me. Nicest guy, white guy, nicest guy. Never said anything, very soft spoken, boom, 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 nice guy, couldn't say much, super nice guy. One time, and he was a Tottenham fan. So one time, I think Arsenal were playing, and he came in and I saw he was drunk. And then he then saw Henri, and I was like, hey, Henri, where's your banana, man? Where's your banana? Where's your banana? And I was like, this is the same guy who is this super nice and everything, but just a little bit of a drink, his true nature comes out. But yeah, sorry, continue.
But what are you supposed to say about that kind of person, though? Because they actively try their best to not be. You know, I don't know.
Wait, can I just add to Yasir, right?
Yes.
I think the other big element is actually envy, right? One thing I've seen is if there's someone who believes that they are superior to you and you're doing better than them, it becomes a problem, right? Right. And it's part of that thing of whereby you get this young lad comes from South America, whereby to them this guy he has no reason to be better than any of their local lads, because they're like, okay, you're from better circumstances, we have the resources, and then there's this guy. To them, this guy, he has no right to be as good as he is.
Yeah.
Then he comes and setting up the league. It's like shit. No, yes, some other bum kid who's from here should be doing what you're doing, not you. You don't have the right.
Party? Are you talking about the party?
Yeah, more like so we use the card that we have, and our card is the race card, because you left your home place to come here. So subconsciously we believe we are better than you. So you can't be better than us and then mock us on top or
Yeah.
have fun.
No,
So
yeah.
Okay, so yes.
Because the thing is, because people, Vini, I remember because when Vini came to Real Madrid, he was young. I think, I don't know, Asuso knows this better than me, but I think maybe he was
18.
18. Yeah, he was 18. Now you see a more, he grew up, he's more comfortable in his football, he's more comfortable and he's happy. And it's like that notion where when he was 18, when he was coming up a little bit, they had no problems with Vini. All of a sudden, Vini is tearing it up. He's happy. He's dancing. It's like a fire, a rage of fire.
I can tell you there were some Madrid fans that were saying some nasty things to him when they was feeding a brick. So he's been suffering already.
Yeah, and I believe that. Yeah.
But now it's like oh, we see him Don Smoke said, he is tearing it up. Not only is he tearing it, he's tearing it up with some sauce. Some sauce. He's doing his thing. And oh my God, it's like for them, it's like, man, just for them, it's like that the notion, man. Why can't he just play football, man? Like, come on, guys. Like, are you
No.
kidding
That's
me?
I think hence why he has to double that. That's why I love that statement, because for me, what you're not going to do is tell me to curb my celebration and tell me to now be respectful. No, when you score a goal, your reward for scoring a goal is you celebrate and you choose your celebration. And the funny thing, which is why I like the point that people brought up with Griezmann, and from the statement, that's whole thing of, bro, we've seen Brazilians dancing, and someone just said Africa. That's just what
Real
people
Madrid's
from
captain used to dance. Ramos used to dance every afternoon.
but my thing that it is cultural. It's not in a way to mock. It's literally something that is cultural. So how you now view how to take what is cultural and cultural to someone and now view that as mockery. There may be some other ulterior motives that you may be having there, man.
For me, one last thing I'll say is what made me ecstatic and very happy is when the Brazilian players came out. When Thiago Silva, Neymar, Ronaldo, Pele. Bro, that's, man, I mean, because the thing is, sometimes, when something like this happens, it can be a very lonely place. It really can, especially when it's directed at you. When racism, especially in terms of Vini, when something like this happens, it could be lonely. But when you have people come out and support you, man, it's comforting, And it's one of those things where I was so happy, man. When I read those posts, I was so happy, man. Because,
Okay, so let me bring in Vita, man. Vita, talk to me, man.
Yeah. There's not much that I can say that you guys haven't already said. What Yasir just mentioned in terms
Vader,
of...
why do you sound like Darth Vader?
Do I sound off?
Yeah, no, you sound very, 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 very deep, but it's fine. We can work with it. Go for it, man.
Honestly, I think that's just...
It's the occasion, Vader. I understand. It's the
It's a
occasion.
serious moment.
Even though you didn't wear black.
Serious moment.
Yeah.
You didn't wear black.
I
Thanks,
think
my
it's
boy.
just Twitch because everybody sounds different.
Oh, I'm not too sure, but I'll mess around with it after. Yeah, the lonely place, what Yasir was talking about, that really only happens if you're not surrounded by people like you, right? Or people that have experienced it as well. So I'm going to hope that he has people within his circle that have experienced similar things or know what he's dealing with. Now, ignorance is ignorance. When we try to put a rationale to it, you're going to fail. And prejudice is the same thing because prejudice is not based in any science or any logic. It is it's emotion. Okay, so let's not do any mental gymnastics to try to find a reason why he said this or why it makes sense. It does not make any sense. Now, many leagues try to actually dismiss celebrating. I'm over here in North America, the NFL, the No Fun League. They've actually tried to cancel out touchdown celebrations. They want players, many players that look like me, that score to not even celebrate the moment of scoring. Goals in football, they don't happen all the time. And players before Vinny have celebrated goals. Players before him have danced. The only problem here is this individual, and obviously with him speaking his mind, others followed suit and showed their butt as well. Now, I like what's come out with him saying, I'm not changing a damn thing about myself. If I score a goal, I'm going to celebrate and I'm going to continue to do it because that mentality is he's focusing on playing the game first. He does his thing, he will celebrate. It's not the other way around. He's not just looking to entertain. He's looking to produce, and then celebrate from that production. So I love that. I love how people have come around for him. The way the internet is, and many will scour tweets or scour comments. I want them to do the same thing to this dude that showed himself. Expose how he, because I'm sure it's out there, show how he speaks to certain individuals and show how he speaks to other individuals and expose him for what he is.
But Vesa, here the thing is that no exposure is needed because we're dealing with Spain. There are many people that think like him. And the reason why he felt comfortable saying that is because in Spain, that this is a normal occurrence. There are Spanish people where like it's a normal occurrence to say these racial things very frivolously because that's just how the Spanish culture is.
And again, the reason why I say it is I myself, I'm going to find you guilty with a lot of evidence. He's already on the watch list. He's already done something wrong. But for it to be like quote unquote cancel culture, stack of evidence is right here. I don't need to say anything else about this
Cancel
guy.
culture doesn't require you to have a lot of evidence. It just requires one piece of evidence.
Hey, I like the voice. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. So, see, my thing though is I want to. So this is, and we'll be going back and forth. So this is, I think he's a Atleti fan. Said he never said to be aware of the fans or consequences. He was saying, of course, the fans aren't going to be happy and celebrate when the team celebrates, no matter the player. It's a derby. Go sorry, but I expect Atleti fans to celebrate with Vini. And this is I was trying to make to him.
Nobody has a problem with what Koki said.
No. But I'm telling you why, Koke, what you're saying is pointless. There's no point in saying that. So I'm not saying I have an issue with him. I'm saying that why even say it? It is what it is. It's a derby game. You're my rival. If I score upon you, I'm going to celebrate. If your fans have an issue, fine, they have an issue. and if you throw any bottles towards me or try to injure me, you'll go to prison. Because I have not committed a crime. You've committed a crime. If you try to throw a bottle at me, injure me, you're going to do prison time.
And I come from the old school where if a player is doing something on the pitch, and I'm not saying that this is what Vinny's doing. He's not showboating. He's playing the game.
Oh, he is showboating.
No. But he's playing the game with the style that he has. He's showing you his stuff, right? And again, if you're going to antagonize someone, a defender, to then cause them to play emotionally, play out of position, look to come get you, and then you're dancing around them even more, that's part of the game, right? So if you don't like it as a defender, is my voice better, by the way? It's got to be better,
yes,
no?
much better,
Okay,
much better.
Yeah, it's better. You must have done something better.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's my radio voice you heard earlier. If he's doing something on the pitch that you don't happen to like, it's old school. You give him a shoulder, you give him an elbow, you lay a tackle on. You do that in the flow of the game. Like
Yeah.
that's how you answer it. It's not any of this other
know,
stuff.
No, but if I come to you back, but my thing, guys, is hence why I wanted to bring this up. This whole thing of respect your rival, respect the opponent. You see, I am very confused with doing that because for me, maybe it's because I blend my watch for football and basketball as well. I feel that flamboyant guy, he's going to be flamboyant. Be better. Because I don't understand the whole thing of like, okay, I've punked you, I've done better than you, but I should now be respectful. Bro, do you know what the hell MJ was doing? We all know what Iverson did when he stepped over your boy when they played the Lakers and so forth. If I do something amazing, my reward is I'm going to punk you. Now you do better. If you get me, fair is fair. What I don't like is, no, come on. If you do well, respect your opponents. Don't antagonize. What do you? Because sorry, that's why I made the point. So if Vini dances, what are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna assault me? Fine. Then you're gonna go to prison.
Okay. I feel as if in sports they're losing. They're trying to erase the spirit of competitiveness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is like gladiators, right? For 90 minutes, we're not friends, man. We're at war. We're trying to one up each other. If I can get you into an emotional state and you get a red card, then I done something good for my team, right? At the end of the day, it's a damn rivalry. We don't like each other during the game. After the game, we can do whatever we want. During the game, I am not your friend.
I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend.
And it's like they're trying to put the softness into sports. And at the end of the day, it removes the whole reason why most of us love competitive sports.
But say Smoke. That's why I think basketball is such a great comparison, because what you see in basketball is that it's promoted, and and what is promoted is, bro, this guy is going to come here to clown you. This guy's going to come here and do your thing. It's like when LeBron goes to Boston, because LeBron, that's a perfect example. Because he's trying to shop. LeBron has said that, bro, they're racist in Boston. And those guys in Boston and Utah, they're whole racist abuse at him. So what LeBron does, LeBron is perfectly within his right that if he scores a 3-point or so forth, he should clown you. And if you do anything to assault him, you go to jail, not him. So my thing is that, because guaranteed, there are Athletic fans that will throw racist abuse at Vini. That is guaranteed. Because bro, Atletico, bro, I can't remember that school. There is history of these guys being racist. Because I think there was like a UCL game some years ago where they like broke into like a press box or something, and they were hauling racist abuse as the guys. So these guys have a history of racism. So I know for sure these guys will haul racist abuse. So if they do that, Vini, of course you're well within your right to freaking dance.
For me, I won't even. The thing is, at the end of the day, what people understand is, by nature, humans are tribalistic. Forget even race, right? We all have our own packs, our own tribes. Even in African countries, when you have derbies, man, I know couples who fight because the wife supports the other teams, the other team, and they won't cook.
Yeah.
Or the husband won't buy groceries. Man, I've seen that. You see what I'm trying to say? We are tribalistic in nature. And the thing is, if it happens that the tribe is of a different race, you're gonna get the same thing, but it will just be escalated. So, man, competitive. It's been like that. The thing is, the Madrid fans will do the same to the Atleti players. If there's players of color, they're gonna also throw racial abuse.
100%.
Yeah, that's the ignorant part, right? That's the ignorant part. In terms of tribalism and defending your squad, defending your crew, you can do everything you want. You don't have to revert to that, right? And I was taught, right? I was taught. My father taught me, if they have to revert to that, you already got them. They lost. Like that's the weakest thing that they can possibly do, because there's nothing else that they can really affect you with. So don't let them. But that you've already won if that's where they're going. Now, I would never want my fan base to then throw out racial slurs or abuse to an opposing player to get them off their game. It doesn't have to revert to that.
Yes, yeah, no,
Did it happen on your shit? The time when he came to Spain and he wasn't that great, did anybody ever care about whatever he did? The time when we were saying Vinicius is a waste of
Yeah.
space.
Oh yeah.
The only Madrid fans were complaining.
So say yes, yeah, yes, yeah.
So I don't know who said it. Vader said something about that you can retaliate if he does something showboating or whatever on the field. You can retaliate. You know, I don't know. HH for me, I'm very worried about. I've seen this with Neymar as well. I mean, but I mean, Neymar is Neymar. He does his thing
Yeah.
over in Paris. But I don't know. HH for me, especially for me, I think is the onus of referees needs to be mindful of this. That it's one thing to soldier barge someone, so one thing to actually tackle him, but it's another to attempt to hurt the player. That I'm not. That has to be cut out because
Oh, no, because my thing is, I get it. I get it. Of course, you feel embarrassed and you want to react and so forth. Hence why. But what I put out is that if Neymar is trying to punk you because he's so talented, and then you try to break his legs, there should be a greater punishment upon you. It is what it is. What he's doing isn't illegal, and in my view, what he's doing isn't immoral. It's football. Be better.
No, I for me, it's like it's this notion, like this thought that came to my mind was like, I just don't want the referees to also be swayed by this as well. Like there was a time where Pogba, he did like he was trying to like a flick over a guy, and then the guy was trying to kick him or something like that, and then he said, "You seen him? He just kicked me." So, oh well, you were asking for it.
Wait, hold on, wait. Am I right? Wasn't Neymar booked for doing like a rainbow
Yes.
flick or something?
Yes. Yeah, so that's the worry I have is if it's not influencing the referees and Vini for he scores, he dances afterwards, some guy comes and completely 2-foot tackles him, and then all the guy gets is like a yellow card. HH now what are we doing this game now? This game is
Savage.
this is nonsense now we're talking about.
It's
And
Savage
this
playing for Atletico on Sunday. Savage, I remember he almost broke Foden, man.
let's
Oh,
see.
They got some hooligans, man.
But
Atleti had some
this is my
hooligans.
worry. HH is like okay, till because I'm 100%. People believe this doesn't influence referees. It does. Referees they hear these things, they see these things, they have some type of feeling about these things, and if the referee is looking the other way while Vini is getting chopped up, cut
it's
in half, HH is nonsense, man.
so hold on, but Ricardo, as a South American and so forth, because you made an interesting point. And that's why I wanted to ask you, because you said that it's a different culture. Because again, South American and African is very similar. Again, when I was playing football, like in school and Nigeria and so forth, there is an encouragement to dribble. Yeah. Those who dribble and produce skills, you cheer. So then there's encouragement for people to produce skills. And I think because African culture and South American culture is similar, slavery tax. It is what it is. So should it be a case of South Americans need to now try to change and dribble less, or should it be a case of let's talk to FIFA and UEFA and be like, South Americans, who are the guys who bring us the most joy based on what they can do, they need to be protected more, and there needs to be greater punishments on these thugged out dudes who have zero skill or zero source and who don't season their food to pretty much so trying to break these guys' legs. So should it be a case of like harsher punishments on these guys who try to break the legs of these flamboyant South Americans?
I think it has to be more of an objective way of refereeing. So going on to what Yasir was saying, it's that, okay, you have a player that's purposely going to showboat and taunt, right? There's nothing in the rule book that says you're not allowed to do that. It's just more of an unwritten rule that if you do that, do not be surprised by the reaction of the defender. However, in the rule book, if you show, I think, like malicious intent or violent intent in towards your tackle, then you should be penalized accordingly. And sometimes those tackles are objectively red cards. So I think from it, the refereeing has to be more objective. I think when you're making that decision of how a player is getting hit, has nothing to. It should not be judged in the manner whether it was a taunting or showboating. It's Everybody has the
You just
the
can't
right.
kick someone. You had to go for the
No,
ball.
of course,
No, you can. You just
no.
get
You can kick.
you get
You can
penalized.
kick somebody. You get penalized accordingly, which is a red
Yeah,
card.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
I think that should be the case? I personally think because the referee is, unfortunately, the way football, the nature of football is that a lot of the times the game is left to the interpretation of the referee. However, when you compare it to other sports, it's actually are like refereed in a more objective way because the rule books are a lot more clear. So I think that's just a natural fallacy about football. And I don't think South American players or even African players or even like Middle Eastern, because Middle Eastern players, they got some sauce too. Like
Mm.
they shouldn't
Yeah, like
change.
Salah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's African. They shouldn't change their game because of the culture they're going to. Because at the end of the day, we can use the Premier League as a perfect example. The Premier League is completely built on foreign players. So if you're bringing in foreign players, you have to accept what comes with it. So, and to be honest, like the players we remember the most are are dribblers. Like I know we remember goal scorers, we remember playmakers, but dribblers just have something different about them. And you look at some of the greatest players, Maradona, Pele, Ronaldo, Zidane, Ronaldinho, Messi,
Hatem Ben
Ronaldo.
Arfa.
I mean, well,
JJ
nobody cares about
Okocha.
him. But my point is, like,
Yes,
if
J.J.
you look
Okocha.
at
Yes, yes.
oh, him too. But if you look at all all these players that I just listed, what do they have in common? They're exceptional dribblers. So the element of dribbling does come with sometimes humiliating your opponent. So no, I don't think you should change. But I mean, there are some people who view football differently, right? Like some people view football as a form of entertainment. So like it is what it is. Whatever Vini is doing, that's the entertainment. That's why I'm watching the sport. However, there are some people who quite literally do not care about the entertainment. They just want to see their team win by any means. I don't know. Personally, I don't understand how somebody can view a sport in that way because it's
Bro,
not
it's
like you're
boring. Look at Madrid this season.
it's not even that.
I think
It's not even
this-
that. It's just that if you're that type of person who just wants to win, to me it makes no sense because it's not like you're the one that's going to be lifting up the trophy with your team. So I mean, the entertainment value has to be there. So I think it's just a duality, and like you have to accept what comes with being a showboater or a dribbler. And some guys have their career shortened because of that.